Hey guys, Pro1701 here, and today it's Armageddon again. Armageddon happens a lot around here. And today in It's Armageddon, we're going to be looking at modern Doctor Who, and if you could only save one series from each Doctor, which series would you save and why? Now, we've already done a list talking about Classic Who, where you could only pick one season from each Doctor in Classic Who. If you haven't seen that video, check that video out in case there's something there you might find interesting, especially if you're a Classic Who fan. But today we are going to be looking at the modern series, Doctors 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And we'll go ahead and get started with the ninth Doctor. Now, this one was tricky. I really had to put some thought into it. Because naturally my first thought was, well, you know what? I think I'll save Series 1. But then I thought about it, and I might want to save... You know what? I'm just going to go with Series 1 there with him. Series 1 really is phenomenal. It's one of the best series of Doctor Who, new or old. It's almost flawless. It's really, really good. I think even if Eccleston had done another series, I would probably be saving Series 1. It's just so good. There's really no stories in it holding it back. One of the best of the modern series, one of the best of Doctor Who, period. For Tennant, I went with Series 3. Even objectively, I think I could say that Series 3 is my favorite series of the new series. But again, when I'm doing these lists, it's which one would you save for posterity's sake. So you try to be much more objective. It's not a favorite or best list. It's a which one would you keep from being thrown into oblivion list. And I could see the arguments for Series 4. I know a lot of people will pick Series 4. I absolutely love the Doctor and Donna. But I really like 10 with Martha, too. And as time goes on, I love that more and more. Because Martha is a companion. She's one of the best companions. She has so much growth. Not only over the course of Series 3, but even later in Series 4 and in Torchwood. She has so much growth as a character. But even just in Series 3, she really grows as a person. You know, we see everything she goes through, and the good and the bad of traveling with the Doctor, and everything her family has to go through. And I love the fact she's the one who chooses to leave. It's not like, which in Classic Who that happened more, where a companion just decided to leave. But in New Who, it's usually tragic separation, to the point where I roll my eyes now when it happens. So it's very refreshing to have a modern Who exit that was just somebody saying, you know what, I've had enough. I'm ready to stop. So I really like Martha for that. I really like Tennant here. Tennant really comes into his own in this season. I don't think Series 3 has any bad stories. I think they're all at least good. I think the weakest one would probably be 42, maybe Lazarus Experiments. But they're still a fun watch. I still enjoy them. And plus, I wouldn't want to lose out on like Utopia, because that's such a great reveal when the Master comes back, and getting to see the Master in those final 3 episodes. And Derek is just so good as the Master. He's so good as the Master. I love him in Utopia. And again, you have Blink in this season, and I really do love Blink. I think it deserves all the praise it gets. I like Smith and Jones. I like Gridlock. I like the Shakespearean Code. It's a really strong season. And I would keep it over Series 4, not just because I like it better, but I think there's an objective argument to be made there, personally. The 11th Doctor is a little tricky because you have to wonder, like for the 10th Doctor, by the way, I do count his specials separate from Series 4, so if you like his specials, that's their own thing. He has Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, and his specials. I say that to pull into this. You have to wonder, do you count Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor as part of Series 7 or as something separate? Personally, I count them as something separate, much like how the BBC does. That's why they have their own separate steelbook. They have their own separate releases. They're not ever included as part of Series 7. So I don't include them either. Because I get where some people might, if you included Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor, Night of the Doctor, and Adventure in Time and Space as part of Series 7, I could see people would be more tempted to pick Series 7. And I get that argument, and that's fine if you want to make that argument. But I count them as separate. I count them as their own thing. I count them as the 50th anniversary specials, like they're labeled on the Steelbook. So I think you can choose between, for me, it would be Series 5, Series 6, Series 7, or the 50th anniversary special. My nose is itching. Or the 50th anniversary specials. Me, I picked Series 5. I think Series 5 is Matt Smith's best outing. I've talked about that before. And while it does have some clunkers in it, like the Silurian two-parter is crap, Amy's Choice is crap, and Vincent and the Doctor is, crap, sorry. I don't like it. But it has some really strong episodes in it too, like The 11th Hour, The Beast Below, Um, I don't think Amy's Choice was that season, was it? I mean, yeah, Amy's Choice was that season. That was itchy. I like the finale for it. I like The Lodger, because I love The Doctor with Craig. I just do. And I even enjoy Victory of the Daleks more and more as time goes on. I still have my issues with it, but it's definitely something I like to go back and rewatch. So yeah, I like Series 5. It would be my pick. For Capaldi, this was actually harder than I thought it would be. I went with Series 10. Part of me wanted to pick Series 8. As much as Series 8 has some shitty episodes like Kill the Moon, it still has some phenomenal episodes. Like, I love Mummy on the Orient Express. I cannot put into words how much I love Mummy on the Orient Express. And I love Capaldi in that episode. That's when he really started turning around for me, is in that one. Plus, I love Flatline a lot, too. I really enjoy Clara and him in those two stories. I love in Flatline, I'm the doctor of lies. I love both of them in that story. They're really, really good. And I actually like Deep Breath. I've never disliked Deep Breath, but as time goes on, I like Deep Breath more and more. Into the Dalek I like more and more, too. I really enjoy Robots of Sherwood. I always enjoyed it, but now more and more I really enjoy it just because I love how this version of the Doctor is the deep, dark, grumpy Doctor, but he spends so much of the story acting like a child. Or acting very childish. It's kind of funny. But at the end of the day, I did go with Series 10, because I do like Series 10. That's my favorite version of Capaldi, is Series 10 Capaldi. He reminds me a lot of John Pertwee. It's the only time I've ever seen anyone else playing the Doctor remind me of John Pertwee, because I've always felt John Pertwee was his own unique Doctor, but Capaldi kind of reminds me of the way he plays his Doctor here. And I like Bill. I really like Capaldi with Bill. I think they have really good rapport. I like the stories for the most part. Really, the only weakness in it was the Eaters of Light. I didn't really care for, which is disappointing, because it's the only modern series story that was written by someone who also wrote for the classic series. So that's very disappointing. And then I didn't like the Extremis 3-parter. I actually like Extremis. The first part I actually do enjoy. With the digital world stuff, I actually really like that. It's like a better version of Android Invasion, honestly. But digital instead of analog, which I really enjoyed. But I didn't like part 2 and part 3 of it. I didn't care for that. But I liked a lot of the other stuff. I thought Smile was good. I thought the pilot was good. World Enough in Time is phenomenal. Dr. Falls is really good. So I would say Series 10. And then for Whittaker, I'd Series 12. And not just because there's only 2. I actually like most of Series 12. I mean, the finale is shit. Like, utter total shit. For multiple reasons, not just the pre-Hartnell stuff. Ultimately, I bitched before about how they totally just wipe their ass with the Cybermen yet again. Make them the Master's bitch yet again. God, Modern Who, Jesus. How hard is it to figure out the Cybermen? Go watch some Star Trek The Next Generation if you need to figure out how to do the Cybermen. Go watch some classic Doctor Who. Go watch some Troughton Doctor Who if you need to know what to do with the Cybermen. Jesus, it's not that hard. But I like Series 12 overall, too, though. I think it's an underrated season. And while I think Whittaker still isn't where she needs to be as the Doctor, overall I liked a lot of the stories. I enjoyed the Spyfall 2-parter. I loved the Nikola Tesla episode. It's a way better version of Vincent of the Doctor, honestly. I liked Fugitive of the Jadoon, and despite what some people say, I find it very rewatchable. I really enjoyed it. I absolutely, I won't say absolutely loved, but I really enjoyed Jo Martin's Doctor. I think she has such a charisma and such a presence on the screen. I would love to see more of her. Praxis I thought was alright. It wasn't bad. It's just a bit forgettable. It's just kind of there, but I don't dislike it. I could see myself going back and watching it, just not for a while. Can You Hear Me was alright, but with a crap ending. But other than that, it was alright. Would have made a good 2-parter. Just needed to be longer. They had to rush the ending. The Haunting of Villa whatever is really good. Really good, dripping with atmosphere, great writing, great execution, great directing. Phenomenal episode. Honestly, phenomenal episode. Loved it. Ascension of the Cybermen, great. Good job setting up the Cybermen. Just a shame that the finale crapped on it. So I really enjoy Series 12. So that's my list. I want to know what you guys would do. If it was Armageddon and you could only save one series from each modern Doctor, which series would you save and why? And let me know what you think of my list. I don't mind when people have different opinions of me. That's why I enjoy the comments section. There's nothing wrong with having different opinions. Other things to do: click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. I've also have a Patreon page going. If you would like to become one of my patrons, there's a link to that down below. My entry-level tier is only $2 a month, and right now through the entire month of June, I am allowing access, even at that entry level, to stuff that's usually just for higher tier levels. So you have access to behind the scenes videos, bloopers, outtakes, shelved ideas. My sonic screwdriver stopped working for my Tom Baker one, and I have a video about that up because it happened while I was trying to use it in a video. And polls. I have polls I do, and you're allowed to vote in those as well. So check that out if you have just a few seconds, see if you're interested. Most importantly, though, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.